Hey guys, we have a special. Hey guys.
So, I miss you guys. I know that things are weird, things are crazy right now, and so we can't meet here together, obviously. So, we got a team of some volunteers, and thankful for them to be here and help us out. But I just want to remind you guys, for the foreseeable future, this is what we're going to be doing. I don't know if it's going to work on Instagram for the future or if we'll try something else, but looks like it might be okay. It's supposed to be, I think, is it going on to YouTube? Maybe, possibly. So if you don't have Instagram, if you know somebody that doesn't, maybe they can check out the YouTube. It's Woodburn Students as our YouTube channel. So, okay. So make sure that you guys comment. And so, Caitlin, we're going to be doing some drawings. So make sure you comment and whatever, say something nice, and let us know that you're here, because we're going to be entering your names, doing some drawings throughout the show, or whatever you want to call this, so that we can give you guys some prizes. We're going to have some snacks mailed to you from Amazon. So quarantine packs, whatever you want to call those, that's what we're going to be doing. So interact. Tatiana says she better win. Yo, Austin. Hey, smiley faces. We miss you guys too. Real quick, I'll remind you this at the end too, but we're obviously going to be doing a lot of stuff on Instagram, so just keep an eye out on our Instagram page. Our story, we're going to be doing some things called some story games, Insta story games, and so we're going to have charades. We're going to start out with charades, and so what you'll do is we'll have several different things that you can, challenges you can do, and so make a video or take a picture of you doing those things, and submit those and send those to us, and or post them, and then tag us in it, and we'll maybe show some of those later on, or pick the winners and the most crazy ones and things like that for some prizes too. So I want to make sure that you guys are checking all that out and staying on top of that. So Instagram is the main place to check. Of course, we have Facebook, church Facebook as well, all those kind of things. We're working on a TikTok, so I don't know if you have TikTok. We're not necessarily promoting TikTok, but we're working on maybe doing, we have a student ministry TikTok now, so we'll try to get some things on that as well. So we're going to do a real quick drawing for our first. She's got some names, everybody that's entered so far. And hey, Tatiana. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Austin. TikTok? Yes, Austin. Not going to be like yours, but we're going to be doing some TikTok. All right, so these are the names. Let's see who's going to win the first quarantine pack. And it's going to be Faith. All right, so Faith, we will contact you and get your mailing address and that kind of stuff, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can. And I think we're going to play a game now. So we're going to try. I don't know how this is going to work, but we are going to do our best to play a game and make this as live and in person as we can. So, all right. So this game is called Fear or Nah. So we're talking about fear tonight, so we're going to look at some things that might be fearful for some of you guys and might not be. So here's the thing. Here's how you do it. We're all afraid of something, but we're going to guess what some of these fears are. They have weird names. Some of you know a lot of these. I'll give you the first one as an example. Arachnophobia. We hear that one a lot. And so we probably already know what that one is. And that one, of course, is a fear of spiders. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put one up here, and I want you to write in your answer and see if you can win the best one to know the right answer. So the first one, I'm not sure exactly how to say this. Blenophobia, maybe. So does anybody know what blenophobia is? It could be the fear of slime, the fear of blenders, or the fear of balloons. What do you guys think? It could be any of those things. We've got slime. Lauren says slime, balloons. It's kind of all over the place on this. I don't know. Let's see. And the winner, it is slime. You'd think it'd be blender, but it is slime. You can be Googling this probably and get it really quick. Do what?
Is it the fear of not winning a snack pack?
Oh, that's a big fear, not winning a snack pack. Yeah, I know. How about this one? Astrophobia. Astrophobia, fear of thunder and lightning, fear of asteroids, sounds like asteroids to me, or the fear of sunsets. Who would fear sunsets? Somebody weird. So that is your options. What do you think? Yeah, you're smart. Not scared of anything. I know you're not. You are so brave, Andrew. Yeah, sunsets. Let's see. No, fear of thunder and lightning. Nobody fears sunsets. That's probably a fear, but I don't know why anybody would fear sunsets. Good job. So let's do. I don't know how to pronounce this one. How about I'm going to put it up there anyway. Salachophobia or salacophobia. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Fear of sharks, fear of whales, or the fear of dolphins. I would definitely fear sharks, maybe some whales, but I don't know why you'd be fearing dolphins. But what do you think? Sharks, whales, or dolphins? David, you can't fear dolphins. Let's see. It is the fear of sharks. Yeah, sharks are a little scary. I get that. One more. I'm going to do one more. Dendrophobia. Dendrophobia, fear of grass, trees, or flowers. I know a lot of people probably have this right now with allergy season going on. So, dendrophobia. What do you guys think? Yeah, maybe that. I don't know. We'll see. It is trees. The fear of trees. I don't know why anybody would be afraid of trees. I've got these people around me that are laughing, and I don't know why they're laughing or if they're laughing at me, but it makes me a little self-conscious, but that's okay. All right. Good job. That's the game. We're going to play another game. We're going to do another drawing here in just a few minutes, but if you have your Bibles, go ahead and pull those out. We're going to be looking at Psalm 46. If you're on your phone, you might actually have to get a paper Bible, this ancient type of book, and check it out. So Psalm chapter 46, that's what we're going to be talking about. But again, we're going to talk about fear and what fear is all about. I hope you can hear me. You seem like you can hear me. So I know we all have fears. We all have worries. This is a crazy time that we live in right now. Some of you are afraid of spiders. Some of you are, maybe afraid of snakes, clowns. That's a really normal fear. I think anybody that likes clowns needs help. But maybe you have a fear of your parents finding out that you have a TikTok. I don't know what the case is, but you might have some fears. A lot of times we have fear over things that don't go according to our plan. We have dreams and goals, and we just kind of have our month, week, year planned out. And when things don't go, like we think, we get fearful because it's unknown. Maybe it's a rejection letter from a college that you're really hoping to get into. Maybe it's a fear when your parents are arguing, and maybe you hear the divorce word get thrown out. For some of you, it might be when school gets canceled or school gets postponed, and you have. Thank you. I know, that's true. I shouldn't touch my face. And now I lost my track. Oh, yeah. So you could be fearing when when your sport gets canceled. I don't know, whatever things are going on that aren't going according to your plan. Things aren't going the way that you think they should. And right now is really obviously a big time when the world is kind of uncertain and we don't know what's going on. We don't know what we're going to do. So what do we do? And we're going to talk about what God says to do with fear. Just a personal example of fear for me when I was little, confession time. You all know that, or you should know by now, that I do not like clowns. I do not like people in costumes. If their face is hidden, it's a no-go for me. I just don't deal with it. And so this goes back to my childhood. And really, I can't confirm this with my mom. I know that's irrational, but I don't know if she just blocked it from her memory, or maybe she didn't really understand why I was so scared, or maybe she didn't care. I don't know. But it all started when I was a little kid. We went to the grocery store, and I don't know if they were promoting bread. I really don't know what was going on, but there was a guy in a bread costume. Not like a loaf of bread. He was a slice of bread with his arm sticking out like this. And he was there, and he was all happy. And I don't know where my mom went. She went down one eye. I was paralyzed with fear because this bread guy, he was literally running towards me. And it freaked me out. I had no idea what he was doing, what he was wanting to do. And I think I blacked out. And I don't even remember what happened with the story. I don't know what happened from that point on. Maybe this was just a really vivid nightmare that has just haunted me all of my life. I don't know. But whenever I see anybody in a costume, when I see Big Red, whoever, I just have to calm myself down, and I have to breathe deep and heavy. We were on campus a few months ago, and Big Red came up behind me and was touching me, I just about drop kicked him, but I didn't. I controlled myself. But it's just a paralyzing fear, and I know it's irrational. I know it's ridiculous, but it's something that just wells up inside me, and I cannot make it go away on my own. I have to just calm down and breathe and kind of breathe through it. So it's not really necessarily a healthy fear, right? I get that, and regardless of whether it's healthy or not, that's what we all deal with to some degree. Fears that can be paralyzing, and it might be something as silly as somebody in a costume, and it might be something as crazy. Thank you for that. And it might be something as crazy as like what we're experiencing now. So, what is fear? That's what we're going to talk about first. Fear. We know kind of the concept of fear, but fear is just literally an unpleasant emotion that's caused by someone or something that is presenting danger. So there's a presentation of danger by somebody or something, and that feeling, that emotion that we get, that's called fear. And it's usually something that might cause pain, whether it's physical or emotional, and those things, grip us emotionally. And so, what do you do when you're confronted with something dangerous? I mean, what's your first reaction? Are you the kind of person that's going to run? Are you the kind of person that is going to, face it head on? We all have different types of reactions, and it might depend on what it actually is and what is the fear that's in front of you. Some of you cry, yes. For me, it could be that I guess it depends on what it is, because some of them I want to face head on because I want to get through it. Some of them I just don't even want to deal with. Like if it's a person in a costume, I'm going to go. I don't need to deal with that, and I don't want to deal with that, and so I'm out of there. And so that's kind of how we deal with fears differently. But a lot of us turn to friends and family. A lot of us want to go and experience some advice from them and get some advice from them. And some of us maybe don't have people that can give us good advice. But I hope that I can encourage you tonight and to understand that no matter what we're facing, no matter what uncertainty is in front of us right now in our world, that we can focus on God and that He can provide us with the direction that we need. So hopefully you've already turned there. Psalm chapter 46 in the Bible. Now this passage, the Psalm, was written in a period of time where there's a lot of upheaval, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of just a dark time. And there was a lot of stress and danger maybe. It's literally similar to what we're facing right now. And so the writer of this psalm, his world is kind of crumbling around him. And so he's just kind of crying out to God, what do we do? I'm seeking advice from God. And so he's encouraged by God in that in the middle of the storm, he can turn to God. And so the first thing is that God protects us. And then that we can read that in the first three verses. Let's read that together. Psalm chapter 46 says, God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear when the earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. Does anybody feel like that the world might be crumbling right now? I mean, I know it's ridiculous how much things are changing from moment to moment to moment. News isn't by day, even by hour anymore. It's by minute. And every time we turn around, it seems like another portion of bad news is coming, and more people are getting confirmed with the virus, and more places are shutting down. People are doing without, income. People are can't get out because they're not feeling well, or just so many different things. And it just kind of seems like it's all coming at once, and it's crippling at times. And so whatever we're feeling right now, God wants to be our refuge and our strength, and He wants to comfort us, and we have to let Him do that. When our world is crashing in like it is right now, we have to understand that He's there. And that word refuge that it says in that very first line there, God is our refuge and strength. The word refuge literally means to flee. And it's like you're when you're out in the rain, you seek shelter, right? You don't typically just stand there. I mean, if you want to play in the rain, that's one thing. But generally speaking, you're seeking shelter because you want refuge. You want to flee from the situation that are in. It's like a child who's running, from the monster, to their parents, to their mom or their dad. And it's a refuge. And God provides that from whatever the discomfort is that's around us. And of course, then it goes on that He's beyond our refuge. He's also our strength. and that no matter what we're facing, no matter what comes our way, He's going to give us the strength to overcome that. We probably won't have the strength on our own. We probably won't have what it takes on our own to get through it, but He provides us with exactly the amount of strength that we're going to need to get through it in our weakness. And it goes on, it says He's always ready to help. Always ready to help. It doesn't mean that He might help if you say the right things. He might help if you ask the right way. He is always ready to help. No matter what we're going on, no matter why we're in the situation. You know, sometimes we get in a tough situation that we might have caused. And so we maybe have a little bit of fear in those moments because we're in this situation that we brought on ourselves, so to speak. But He's still there to give us strength. He's still there to be our refuge, no matter what is going on in our lives. So He protects us. And then He promises us. He makes a promise, and we know that God always keeps His promises, right? So when He says, at the end of this passage, we're going to read that He says, "Be still and know that I am God." We can be still. We can trust Him. We can know that everything is going to be okay. That picture is kind of like of us just letting go of whatever it is, letting our hands go and just letting Him take it. Releasing that stress, releasing that fear, and letting God take it. And so whatever is going on in your life, I know some of you were stressed out about the situation that we're in, but I know that a lot of you are carrying some heavy stuff. I know a lot of you have stress beyond what's going on in our world right now. So you're maybe dealing with double doses of it. And I want you to understand that no matter what that is, what's making you nervous or anxious or fearful, you can still let go. You can still allow God in. You can still ask God for that strength and that refuge that He can provide. Now let's just read on verses 4, starting in verse 4. It says, "A river brings joy to the city of our God, the sacred home of the Most High. God dwells in that city, and it cannot be destroyed. From the very break of day, God will protect it. The nations are in chaos, and their kingdoms crumble. God's voice thunders, and the earth melts. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come see the glorious works of the Lord. See how He brings destruction upon the world. He causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear, and He burns the shields with fire." In these verses, we get some very vivid pictures of God's power and what He's capable of doing, and they serve as a reminder of that power and the fact that He is greater than any problem that's going to come our way. It mentions earthquakes. God is much more powerful than earthquakes. I think just in the news today there was an earthquake in Salt Lake City. He is more powerful than that. He is greater than the ocean, and we think of the ocean as very vast. You can't see the end of it from one side. We know how dangerous the ocean can be during storms, but He is greater than the ocean. He has more power than our relationship status. Whatever you're going through with relationships, whether that be with friends or family or your significant other, His power is greater than the coronavirus. As crazy as it is and how big it may seem, God's power is still much greater. His power is bigger than any diseases. His power is bigger than any sickness. His power is bigger than any cancer. It's bigger than all of these things. And we can rest assured that He has authority over all of these things. And this is my favorite part of this passage. Verse 10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress." His power is over all things, right? So while this world goes crazy all around us, and the uncertainty just is everywhere, we can kind of just crawl up in God's lap and just rest. It's kind of like the idea of the calm in the storm, where the storm can go all around us. But if we are in God's lap, if we are just letting Him be our refuge, we're okay. It doesn't mean that the storm is gone. It doesn't mean that there's still not going to be things that we have to deal with. But He's going to be there for us. He's going to hold us during those times. That's why we can say that we can be still. This passage hangs above my front door, and it's just a reminder that in the craziness of our lives, which our lives are really crazy on a typical basis. There's so much going on. We need to just have those moments to just stop I mean, I don't know if you've been like me the last week, I guess. It's constantly scrolling, just trying to figure out what's going on. What's this church doing? What's that church doing? What are businesses doing? And the more I read, the more stressed out I get, and you hear more and more bad news. And I find that I've had to be more mindful of stopping and spending time with God just this week. You'd think in the midst of chaos we would run to God, and it's not that I don't run to God, it's just that I'm so caught up in what's going on that I have to remind myself, wait a minute, you got to calm down, you got to back up, you got to be still and know that I'm God. So I want you to think about the biggest problem that you're facing right now. He says at the end of that, I will be honored by every nation, I would be honored throughout the world. So the biggest problem that you have right now, and maybe it's this situation that we're it's going on in our world right now, but think about the fact that God is Lord over the whole world. He is over it all. He's bigger than whatever your problem is. Fill in that blank. He is bigger than the coronavirus. He is bigger than your personal issues. He is just bigger than all of those things. And knowing that He is bigger allows us to be still before Him. It allows us to just kind of calm down and be still. And that visual that there at the end, the Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. He is the Lord of the armies. He is God over all. And can you picture, God standing in front of this army of angels? How powerful that is. His voice that can calm the seas, and his voice that commands the army of heaven. He is our comfort. That same voice that speaks volumes to the world and to creation is that same still, small, quiet voice that brings the most peace and most comfort that words can ever describe. And so He is our help. He is our strength. And so what kind of help do you need tonight? We're going to close in prayer here in just a minute, but I just want you to think about the world that we're facing and the things that are going on right now. I get it. I know that it's uncertain. I know that you might be afraid of whatever is going on because, I'll be honest, I've had moments of just fear. I have to think about, I have a family. I have 2 little girls who depend on me, and I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what's going on from one moment to the next. I don't know if we're going to have enough food to last us if we get locked in our home. I don't know. And I want to know the answers, and so that makes me fearful. But God's reminding me that you don't have to have the answers. Do what you can to prepare. Do what He gives us wisdom to make good choices. But He wants us to understand that, in every situation, we need to rely on Him. We can't control anything in reality. Control is just a thing that we've created in our minds, but we are still at the mercy of whatever God allows in our lives. So just trust that He is going to take control of this situation. Trust that He's going to bring us through it. It doesn't mean He's going to end it right now. He can if He wants, but it doesn't mean He's going to. But we need to understand that He is going to give us what we need when we need it. Doesn't mean He's going to give us what we want. Needs and wants are different. But He's going to give us exactly what we need when we need it. So, again, I know you guys are stressed out. I know you guys are, especially, you seniors who are looking forward to all these milestones, and I don't know what's going to happen. We're here for you. I grieve with you because I know that's a loss. And those of you who have had seasons end, seasons cut short, I grieve with you in that too. I understand how important that is. I know how much you enjoy that, and I'm sorry. But in the midst of this grieving, in the midst of this unpleasant feelings and these unpleasant emotions, this is the prime time to just crawl up in God's lap. It's the prime time to just rest on Him. I don't know a better situation, really. I say better, it's not really good, but this is really a good situation for us to just rely on God because He's taken all the control out of our hands. So that's what I encourage you guys to do. Let me pray with you, but don't leave. After we pray, we're gonna do some more drawings, and I've got a few things I want to share with you guys. So, but just pray with me right now. God, we love you. We thank you so much for just the opportunity to be able to communicate virtually. I know that I miss my students. I miss seeing their faces and getting to have conversations with them in person. And I'm sure that they're missing the opportunities to get out and hang out with their friends. But I pray for comfort and peace right now. I pray that you just provide for needs, things that we don't even know about. I pray that you just meet those needs. I pray that you provide a sense of refuge and a sense of strength in the lives of our students, God. Whether it's this world situation that they're dealing with right now, God, or if it's things that are going on in their lives that are painful right now, that are fearful, that are emotional. I would just pray that you would meet needs. I pray that you would provide wisdom and strength and courage and just whatever is needed in those situations. Sustain us through this time. I pray for students to stay engaged, to stay connected to each other, to stay connected to me, to their small group, to their church, to their leaders, so that we don't lose anything, but maybe we gain even more through this process. There's so many things that we've dealt with over the last few months that I think are just so trivial now in the light of what's happening. So I pray that you please just draw all good things from this situation. And I pray that fear can be given to you and that control can be given to you by each and every one of us, God, so that we can just crawl up in your lap and rest during this time. We love you, we praise you, and we ask these things in your Son's name. Amen. Well, thank you guys for joining us again. I want to remind you a few things. We're going to do a drawing. Let's go ahead and do another quarantine pack drawing. So this is people who have engaged. Let's see who it's going to be. Riley. All right, so Riley, we're going to connect with you, and we'll get your address and get that snack pack sent to you. We're going to have one more drawing here in just a minute, so don't go away. And I just want to, again, share with you guys, Instagram story. Make sure you follow that closely. Either this evening or tomorrow, we're going to post story charades. There'll be like 7 or 8 different challenges for you guys to do and for the week. And then we're going to hopefully collect your videos that you post doing those challenges. And maybe we get to show those later, use those for different things. You can do photos if you want, but videos would obviously be funnier. So make as many videos as you can. Make them as funny as you can, as creative as you can. And make sure that we do that. We love and we miss you guys. Tatiana, they said you don't get any more. Y'all are cracking me up. Tatiana better win. Yeah, I'm sure. You did. Well, you won a big snack pack at D Now, and you were selling that off. So I don't know if you'll have the opportunity to sell it off here for this. We're going to do one more drawing. Let's see who it's going to be to see who gets the last quarantine snack pack. Y'all are getting a little bit aggressive. Practically my boss. Yeah, I guess that's true. Ready? I don't know who that is. Whoever Creek Fishing is, make sure that you send us a DM. Just slide into our DM, okay, and send us a message, and we'll make sure we get your address and get that sent to you guys. So, hey guys, we're going to be doing some more giveaways throughout, I don't know, eternity maybe at this point. I don't know how long this is going to last. So just make sure you, again, stay connected with us. Watch for games. Watch for options for winning things. And as long as the mail's running, we'll make sure that we send you guys stuff as you win. So we're in this together. We're going to figure this out as we go. Hopefully this was something that worked out really well, and we'll continue using this platform if that's the best way. And if we figure something else out, we'll maybe work that out as well too. Hopefully, maybe next week we'll get it worked out where we can actually break off into our small groups. But we'll figure that out this week and go from there. All right. Thank you guys. We love you. We miss you. We'll see you later.